What's up, active RVers? We get asked, what's the best workout equipment for full-time RVing? We have a bunch of equipment on the ground we're gonna go over, but stay tuned until the end of the video because we're gonna give you some exercises and nutrition tips.
So when you're RVing, you know that you have limited space. You're not going to be able to utilize as much things that you might be able to do in a home that you do in an RV. You want something probably lightweight, nothing too heavy, because clearly while we are traveling on the road, and you as well, you don't want to have your RV or your rig or whatever you're utilizing to be too heavy. So we're going to show you some of the equipment that we have. So I'm going to start off with some of the weighted equipment that we have. We utilize dumbbells a lot because trying to carry a barbell is just too big, too heavy, and these are very compactable that we can definitely utilize this a lot in our type of fitness that we do. After that, we also utilize a lot of different kinds of bands, and these bands can be used for multiple reasons, but for these bands, they add an additional resistance to whatever kind of movement you're using. So even though, yes, it's like, let's use weights, and people typically use weights to get stronger, bands are very great for getting stronger as well, and also for resistance, stability, so on and so forth. So you'll realize that we have longer bands, we have a longer band that's not connected, and then for more hips and for arms, you'll see more of these kind of circle bands. From the band equipment, I'm gonna move over here, because with our dumbbells, we also like to carry around a kettlebell. And these kettlebells are really good for more of that explosive power type of exercises that we like to do. But before we actually had this kettlebell, we did have the dumbbells, and we utilized this kettlebell grip that all it does is attach to the dumbbell, and then you can utilize it just like a normal kettlebell. If you would like details on this, please comment below kettlebell grip and we'll give you those details for you.
Yep, and then finally, a lot of exercises with body weight, as well as doing front lunges and things. As you guys know, sometimes we're parked our RVs in the dirt, sometimes we have nice level concrete, or sometimes it's gravel. So having a mat for extra cushion and being able to do the push-ups and the other sequences is perfect. But also, sometimes you got to get creative. So doing step-ups on a picnic table, or if you don't have the mobility, you could also do push-ups and other exercises to get elevated, just to have an extra element of fatigue within that exercise. We're going to talk about some great exercises that you can perform outside of your RV. So with the weights, you could always do supersets to really build strength, but also have a metabolic and a cardio aspect with it as well. So doing something like a floor press where you're laying on your back, almost like a bench press, but you're doing it from the floor, and then standing up and supersetting with some bent over dumbbell rows. Again, you're building strength with minimum rest. That's also going to build up your cardio as well. And then for body weight, if you don't have any weight, you can get a tremendous workout just by doing body weight sequences such as air squats, sit-ups, push-ups, and something that we like to do a lot is we'll have like 5 rounds of 15 air squats, 10 sit-ups, 5 push-ups, and we see how fast we can do that within the 5 rounds. So again, you're building muscle, you're jacking up your heart rate, you're getting a really good full body exercise because you're working your legs, your core, and your muscles. Finally, Sarah is going to talk about the nutrition and planning.
So as you know, when you have your fitness goals, the food that you eat, we want to be able to eat 80% clean and 20% when it comes to our fitness goals, okay? And especially when you're RVing, you want to really prepare to make sure that you have enough elements to fuel you for your exercise. So meaning if you're in the desert, high altitude, anything along those lines, you might want to worry about hydration. That's really important. And then of course, if you're doing a high intensity kind of workout, probably having some more elements of proteins, carbs, and also simple sugars and fats are pretty important as well. But to prepare for those certain things, this is where doing any type of meal preparation is really key. So That's for mainly your fitness goals. But let's talk about travel days or days that you're doing sightseeing. You really want to prepare for those days because especially when you go to these national parks or forests, there's not any food out there. So you also want to prepare to make sure that you want to spend as much time out there, and maybe packing a cooler can really help you with this. So for especially travel days, when you're going for long durations, you might want to figure out how to create some foods that are simple to eat when they're cold, because you're not going to be really able to heat it up in your microwave. And when it's a hot type of food, that element can be really challenging to, swallow into fully whenever it's a hot food that you're trying to eat cold. So I'm thinking about maybe having some type of overnight oats, and that's something that you can prepare in the morning. Cold rice and different veggies on top, and then maybe a certain fish or chicken on top. That's also a really good food to be able to bring. And also simple foods like fruit, bananas, apples, those are always great. And then snacks as well.
Awesome. So those are some great tips. So if you can hit the subscribe and like button, that'd be much appreciated. Stay tuned for more RV workout and travel tips. And then finally, we'll see you on the next adventure.